Hello, Park Hill. I'm Reverend Sue Ard. I'm the conference minister of the Rocky Mountain Conference United Church of Christ. And I'm delighted to be with you here today on a day that is no doubt mixed with emotions. I rarely stay on script, and today is no different. So before I witness to your vows just now released, let me offer something. It's interesting because David said, stand on Africa. And part of what I want to tell you, a little story that I learned when I was, my first class in my undergraduate program was anthropology. And they talked at that time about a study that had been done in Africa about different communities and how one community, similar natural resources, raw tools, similar things. One community had built up a sustainable culture, while another community was still having, to continue to deal with floods and deal with famine. But one culture had seemed to rise above that, to build the kind of civilized construction that prevented some of those kind of things from blighting them. So anthropologists came up with a thought, and they called it at the time the great man theory. I call it the great human theory. And what I heard today as David was preaching, that I already knew about this church, is that there was not just one great human at Park Hill. There are many great humans at Park Hill who have made this ministry sing. And what my experience has been as I've worked with the 70 churches across the 3 states of the Rocky Mountain Conference is those ministries sing because they have a great catalyzer. And your Reverend David Barr, Pastor David Barr, has been an amazing catalyzer in this community. Is that right? Can I get an amen? Because I'm an amen girl. And while I join you, and many, many across the conference also joining you in a sense of sorrow that David is now leaving, I cannot tell you how many people have said to me, we're really losing David. I will also say, with the optimism that David brought to what's the next chapter for Park Hill, I've also had an awful lot of ministers say to me, that's a really great church, isn't it? So there is no doubt in my mind the Rocky Mountain Conference is here to work with you and alongside you to help you find the next interim that will take you through a period of time and discernment, and then the next pastor after that who will become a settled pastor. With joy, we thank Terry for stepping up to be your bridge pastor in these next few months as we continue to move forward. I see lots of affirmation for that too. So David, thank you for your years here. Thank you for taking a church that had $917 in savings into a church that has manifested God's will here in this corner of Colorado for the last 14 years. So now I will return to my official duty, witnessing on behalf of the United Church of Christ. And on the behalf of the Rocky Mountain Conference and the United Church of Christ, I witness to the words here spoken, the words of thankfulness, forgiveness, and release. The member churches of our association, the Metro Denver Association, and the conference hold each of you in prayer, and we pledge our support to Park Hill with the transition signified in this service. David, bless you, and go do good work in San Diego. Amen.
Thanks be to God.